so good to be back. That's why I love traveling, because every time I come back, as you guys can see, I've traveled. Every time I come back, I feel freaking stoked. Anyway, I digress. We have no sirens for now. So let's talk about workouts on keto, particularly CrossFit, powerlifting, fitness competitions, bodybuilding. Can you do them on keto? Yes and no. Well, the no is not in your first, well, you can't maximize the potential in the first stage of your keto adaptation. But when you start gliding into that keto adaptation, that nutritional ketosis, then you can start pushing the limits of the body. But let's break it down into subsections of these modalities, because the reality is a lot of you guys are jacked, you're cranked, you're ripped in half, and you're running on fumes. Yesterday I had a woman who was like on her way to develop Addison's disease, which is where the adrenals don't work at all. And when you develop Addison's from no cortisol, you're dealing with your life. So a lot of you guys, what happens is you are go-getters. You're go, go, go. You might be born without even the right tools because whatever your mom was stressing about or eating while you were in utero. Everything matters and everything matters. Is this genetics or is it epigenetics? At nearly the age of 50, it is epigenetics. It's what you do to maximize your genetic potential from being assaulted from heavy metals and allergies and a gut dysbiosis. And we all go through something. Nobody's immune. This body has been assaulted with bombs the whole time. So when I exercise, how I do it, when I do it, why I do it, in what capacity that I do it, all matters. CrossFit people who do repetitive motion under time is blowing your adrenals out. So I spoke to a woman also yesterday who does CrossFit, who also has severe adrenal insufficiency. That means she's an adrenaline junkie. I don't mean jumping out of an airplane or skateboarding. I mean, I'm a mom, on the go, I gotta work, I gotta do this, and I don't have time to tend to my body. So you're just blowing out adrenaline, cortisol, and you're inflamed. And then those little pea-shaped adrenal glands, they don't function very well anymore. Your cortisol rhythm becomes off, and you never really produce enough cortisol to raise your energy levels. I know! You know, in the morning, we're supposed to have pretty adequate levels of cortisol. But then as the evening goes, and there's that circadian shift, melatonin's supposed to rise and cortisol's supposed to go down so you can sleep. So people who've got adrenal insufficiency tend to be wired at night, blasted, tired all day long. That's a problem, because then you start to lose your B vitamins, and that's even more energy down the toilet. And vitamin D, and that's even more energy down the toilet. And then all these efforts to keto adapt become irrelevant, because you're not looking at the bigger picture. You're not going down the rabbit's hole to find out what's going on truly with your health. You're just looking online, looking at horrible free choices and things made easy. If it's made easy, you weren't designed to be here. If keto's easy for you, don't do it, because it's not keto. Keto's a challenge. It is only meant for those who want to be challenged because it's primal, yeah? It's not modern man where I do everything with the touch of my thumb. Somebody was saying to me the other day that things were hard, and I was like, oh, you mean when you use your thumb to order on Amazon? Just saying. I digress. CrossFit. Repetitive motion. Repetitive cleans. Repetitive muscle-ups. Repetitive push-ups. Handstand push-ups. This is a problem, because your adrenal glands, when your gas tank is empty, the adrenal glands got to turn on, but they're already worn out. So these types of people don't adapt well doing a CrossFit protocol. So let's modify it. Let's modify it. Talk to the people who own your CrossFit gyms and ask for a modification of these exercises. Yeah? Slow it the frack down. Take the weight down. It's not that the principles are terrible. Don't grind the body. We're not designed for that, to do repetitive motions. Why do people develop carpal tunnel? Silly things. So slow it down. If you're going to do a clean, slow it down. Focus more on form than on speed, velocity, and amount under time. It's going to blow the adrenals out. Take breaks. Learn how to breathe and stretch. That should be a part of a modified CrossFit modality for those who've got adrenal insufficiency. Don't work out at night. Some of you guys who've got gyms, create mommy create mommy freaking time zones. You know, people who work 9 to 5, create earlier times, weekend times. Connect to the circadian rhythm, guys. You have to ask for changes in your gyms or modalities, or CrossFit people who are watching this right now. You got to slow it down for some of these people who've got thyroid, adrenal, and chronic fatigue or chronic fibromyalgia, and they've just got pain and they don't know why. There's no such thing as no pain, no gain in getting the business. That's a myth, because we're not hormonally balanced to be pushed to that degree. If you're thinking of doing a marathon on keto, don't. If you're a marathoner, do it in a smart fashion. Take an off season, take a downtime to keto adapt when you're not overstretching the body, and allow yourself to make ketones. It's a process, and it goes in 3-month chunks, and it does not happen overnight. You do not get strong overnight. You do not get ripped overnight. You do not heal your disease overnight. You do not. Powerlifters, okay, they're not doing overtime, but heavy lifting must be considered as take a break, do 4 weeks of a lighter lift load schedule while you're in that first stage of your keto adaptation. Because every time your body's stressed, your glucose spikes, the body's going to go back to that crack cocaine because that's all it knows. Can you do these hardcore modalities while trying to keto adapt? Yes, but you must modify them. And if you don't modify them, you're not going to get the business. You're going to feel tired, and you're going to put stress on your thyroid when you do keto. Men as well. I see it day after day after day. And the problem is, with these things on the internet, is that they're subjective. Everybody runs around going, I'm in ketosis. No, you're not. Even people that I speak to said that they were in ketosis last year, now they're not. I was like, if you're in, you're in. You're not in, out, in, out, in, out. You never were in ketosis, because that stuff takes time. The brain doesn't go back and forth and back and forth. I'm in ketosis, I'm not in ketosis. You're in and you're in. The cravings go down, the energy gets better, the skin quality, the epigenetic response, the healing, the autoimmune, and it takes time. So you weren't in. You might have produced ketones, and you might have used them in the short amount of time. But then all of a sudden, stressful will spike your glucose again, like the guy who inboxed me today on Facebook saying my glucose is sky high. He says, red alert. And I'm like, and he didn't say why. And I was like, I don't know why. You've gone from stable glucose numbers that are more ketogenic to you're out of ketosis. So I said, you have to look at what you've done. You have to look at your body. I don't have the magic answer. So he goes, do you think it's the cold I've had? And I was like, and the antibiotics I'm taking. And I was like, yes! Hello, these guys. This is not rocket science. It's complicated and it's not complicated. So if you want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com. Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page. Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram. You can go to stephanieperson.com. I have new downloadable diets. I tried my best to put my best foot forward in creating categories that might fit your autoimmune or your level of fitness. There's no perfect one-size-fits-all, but I definitely just fill it with guidelines. Don't forget Periscope. Somebody said, I looked up Steph, the business, and I couldn't find you. That's because business is spelled B-I-Z-N-E-S-S. Yes, business. Steph, the business, on my Periscope where I do live broadcast. I was going to do one this morning, but I thought, I need to talk to you guys and do some more videos. I'm still going in my own keto adaptation, 7 years strong, no refeeds, no carb backloading, no carb loading, no carb cycling, and the body just keeps getting better. Plus the mind and a little bit of my discipline. Okay, guys, peace out, because you know I got some energy.